皆さんこんばんは。そして世界の皆さん、
Hello
おはようございます。
everyone.
こんにちは。 Wacom
Good
そして
afternoon
コ
to
ネクテッド
Tokyo
インク
and
の
good
コ
morning
ネクテッドイン
to
クビレッ
those
ジ
of you
の井出で
watching
す。
from around the
よ
world.
うこそ。
I'm
アフター
Ide
コネクテッドイ
from
ンク
Wacom,
ご視聴いただきましてありがとうございます。
and thank you
今
very
僕
much
ら
for
はですね、
watching Connected
去
Ink
年のコネク
last
テッドイ
year.
ンク2021と違って、
So
この
different
Wacom
from Connected
東京
Ink
オフィス、そして
2021,
Connected Ink
we're
ビレッジがあるんですね。
broadcasting from
新宿のとある
the
オフィスビ
Shinjuku
ル、
office
まあ、新
building
友不動産さん
where
の
we have the
ご
Connected
好意
Ink
をいただいてるん
Village
ですけど
and
も、あるオフィ
Wacom
スビルの
office.
このエレベーターホール
So
からですね、
thanks to
配信をしております。
Sumitomo Real
今日はです
Estate,
ね、
we are
この
broadcasting from
エレベーターホール、そ
this
して
floor
31階にあるですね、こ
on
の
the
ビルの
31st
31階にある
floor of this
Wacom のオフィス
building.
でありコネクテッドインクビレッジという
We have Wacom office and Connected Ink Village on the 31st floor of this building. And today we like to carry out after Connected Ink the post-Connected Ink developments. So if you had watched Connected Ink in last November, I think you can imagine what we have been doing, but under the theme of creative chaos, we have been going through various mixtures of education, projects, initiatives, expressions, and we have been taking on the challenge to create something new. That is what we do in Connected Ink. So that event took place in last November, and there were many projects and programs kicked off in that event, and there are new updates, progresses that we'd like to share with you today in this mini event after Connected Ink. This is a completely online event. So in this November, we're planning to hold Connected Ink 2022 in many countries and regions. We're hoping that this after Connected Ink will lead us to Connected Ink 2022. Today, we are going to cover 4 programs. One is Minamoto. We have a community of modelers, and in this first program, we'll be covering this intersection with modelers and painters in our exhibition. And the second program is with Mui Lab in Kyoto. So this is an experience that expresses certain atmosphere, and that is taking place in the Connected Ink Village in this building. So we are going to be introducing that project. And third program is Call and Response. Artists with disabilities are going to be showing drawings, and different artists have developed a set of arts in response to those pieces of art. And this is a volume 3 of the same program. And with Hirotaka Suzuki and Rieko Ogino in the 4th program, we're going to be holding a small concert. So that's what we will be doing for the next 2 hours. I hope you will enjoy together with us. We're still under this COVID pandemic, and I'm sure many people are still suffering. And health is, of course, the top priority. So I send prayers to people around the world, and I also like to mention that all of us, all of the staffs here today, have been tested, and we have disinfected our hands, and we have taken a series of countermeasures against COVID. So that's why I'm taking off my face mask today. So now let's kick off after Connected Ink.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
まさにこの新宿の高層ビル、
So we have high-rise buildings of Shinjuku in my background, and I think you'll be able to see how the time passes. So we like to begin the first program of Minamoto. Now let me introduce my colleagues working together. Hamajima-san, Ikeda-san, please come in. Shizaka-san, please come in. So we're going to be showing you some slides to explain what is Minamoto. Now, please turn to the next page. What is Minamoto? In the opening video, you've already seen the activities of creators who are called modelers. We are trying to highlight their creativeness to create a new community. That's how we began this project, Minamoto. And this year, we are collaborating with the 100 Painters exhibition. So I have my colleagues here, and let me introduce what we're doing. Next page, please. The 100 Painters exhibition. Ishizaka-san from Sankei Shimbun is joining us. Can you please briefly explain what this exhibition is? Yes, it has been held annually since 2011. Including manga artists, illustrators, and we invite 100 artists who create pieces of art under the same common theme. So last year's exhibition was the 11th exhibition. Let's look forward to this year's exhibition as well. It's going to be the 12th one. So we have been collaborating with this 100 Painters exhibition, and if you go to the next page, so why are we doing this event now? The story of why we began this, Hamajima-san, can you please briefly explain? I'm Hamajima from Ikurie. So one of the reasons we started this event was my encounter with Ide-san. That was a very simple reason to begin this. So I have spent about 10 years in this 3D figure industry. And I have participated in many different events and met with many people in this industry. And from creators' point of view, I realized there are challenges surrounding modelers. And one of those challenges was compared to painters, painting artists, modelers need to allocate more time and cost to create one piece of art. And the other challenge they may face is that they have less opportunities to share their work. And young people are nowadays aiming to become VTubers, YouTubers, but in the same way, I want the younger generation to become interested in modelers' job, and I wanted to increase the potential modelers as much as possible. Thank you for explaining that. So finding next generation modelers is one of the reasons for this event. So if we go to the next page, so we have this Minamoto community, and this community is operated by an organization named Draw a Lot. And Ikeda-san's here with us today. So Ikeda-san, can you explain what kind of thoughts are behind this? Thank you. I'm Ikeda, representing Draw a Lot. So Draw a Lot is an organization which was started in order to offer opportunities for creators to share their works. It is a consortium. It started from 2020, and we have been focusing on artists who haven't had many opportunities to present their works, and we're also supporting them so that they can develop their capabilities as well. And in that course of journey, we have been engaged with companies and educational institutions to create opportunities for artists to present their artwork. And it is an honor for us to be given this opportunity to operate this community in Minamoto. And we're hoping to create more opportunities for painters and modelers through this opportunity. Thank you, Ikeda-san. So I'm sure you'll be introducing it later, but you have also created a web page for this project, so thank you very much. These are the cooperating sponsors who have been supporting us: Mimeyoi, Art Spirits, Wonderful Works, Need, Sai Baba, Access Graphic, Matsuda Model, Tokyo Figure, Sony Marketing. We have a number of sponsors cooperating with us who have empathized with our thoughts. So I am taking this as a positive feedback. So I'd like to extend my gratitude for all the sponsors. And going to the next page, these are the thoughts behind this event. And Hamajima-san, can you explain the overview and the rules of this event? So this is about co-creation. And we will be introducing painters and modelers after this. And these creators are co-producing to pursue the new creative possibility. That is the overview of this event. Next page, please. So what are the rules? Just briefly explaining the rules. The characteristics of this event is that we have two phases in this event. In the first half, it is a turn for the artists to develop their original artwork. And they need to finish it undone. And based on the common theme, painters have completed their line drawing, and modelers have completed a rough 3D model. That's where they need to stop in this first phase. And in the remaining second phase, it is a turn for co-creation, which is the main highlight of this event. In the first half, painters complete line drawing, and based on that line drawing, modelers develop a figure, a 3D figure. And painters, on the other hand, look at the rough 3D model developed by modelers in the first phase. They complete an illustration work. So it is a two-way co-creation. And the theme for co-creation, well, before that, excuse me, please turn to the next page. Before talking about the topic, let me introduce what we already introduced back in November. This is from Connected Inc. 2021 in November, where we gathered and we introduced the first phase. So this is how it went. Next page. And the theme for this event is trajectory and intersection. So, Hamajima-san, what are the thoughts behind this theme? I actually worked quite a lot with Ide-san. So we looked at the trajectory in the past of the artists and co-creation between painters and modelers, which kind of intersects with each other. I believe that is the most interesting point of this event, so we picked up these two keywords. Thank you. I like this topic very much. So with this theme of trajectory and intersection, painters and modelers have developed a piece of artwork. Now let me move on to the introduction of artists and their thoughts behind their works, which was developed in the first phase. So now let's start introducing the artists.
So first of all, now the first model is Kimura-san from Need. So today, because of his prior engagement, he is not here with us. But Hamajima-san, could you please share the images of Kimura-san's work so that you can introduce what sort of person he is as a modeler? So you can already see his piece of work. This is a rough model of his in the first phase. Now this time around, Kimura-san from Need works on digital models. He's really a pioneer in this field. So I made an offer to him to create this piece of work. The theme here is a blender. Is a tool free of charge. This is a professional tool that can be used free of charge, and people who want to be modelers are going forward. This is an approachable tool for younger people, so Kimura-san used this blender. I made a specific request that he use this tool. So sorry, the order was the opposite, but his past work, Need as a manufacturer has been very active and excelling. Okay, so these are three pieces of work by Need, and they are very active as a manufacturer. So today we asked Need to introduce some of their past pieces, and they kindly brought them in. Well, this is really exciting, isn't it? So going forward, we will talk about different collaborations and combinations and so on. Thank you very much. That was for Kimura-san. So the second one, so actually there is a comment from Kimura-san. He is not here with us today, but he sent us a comment. So Oggi-san, could you please read it for us? So this is a comment from Kimura-san. So the point of this work is that the trajectory of the tools by the modelers and what sort of chemistry happens with the painters. I wanted to express that. So he also shared his motivation with us by working with modelers hand in hand. He spent a lot of time in conceptualizing his work and make these pieces. He also has a comment about future prospects. So Eshi painters, can they really create a beautiful work? And also I have excitement if these painters can create a beautiful work, understanding the intention behind the models. So thank you very much. That was a comment from Kimura-san. Now the second modeler is Harigiri-san. So Harigiri-san is actually here with us. Thank you very much. I am Harigiri. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for coming. So you've brought in your past work. So could you please talk about your past work? Is it in the on the screen? Yes, this is a Koryu, a dragon. This is an original piece of work. This is one and only. So there are cylinders on the entire body, and there is a motor inside. Can you see it through a screen, so you can see the movements of these parts right next to it? This is again my proprietary original work. So this is my first digital modeling work, garage kit. So this is a historic one for you. This top part, Megurima Haruyo, is the original illustrator, and in the end we decided to create this figure by collaborating with her. Well, thank you very much for sharing your precious past pieces of work with us. So Harigiri-san this time around has brought in his work. So this is his portfolio. Okay, so this one, Loom, is the one that he is introducing to this event. So could you please talk about what's behind this? So this time around, the theme is trajectory and intersection. So Loom basically means a weaving machine. So just like a weaving machine, there are threads, vertical and horizontal threads, which represent a body as well as clothing and costumes. So I decided to keep the costume simple, and in the second half or phase, Eshi painters and artists can work on the white space so that they can experience things they want. Okay, so you're sort of delegating that part of work to the Eshi painter artists. Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Harigiri-san. Okay, now the third modeler is Soga-san from Ikurie. So just like Hamajima-san, Soga-san is here with us in person. Let's get closer, and she's brought in her portfolio as well. Well, thank you very much. Since these amazing pieces of work are here right in front of us, could you please talk about them? So are these recent pieces of yours? So 2 to 3 years ago I created them, but they have been commercialized. These pieces of work were the result of a collaboration with our clients. And they look very nice. So any episodes you can share, feelings, difficulties and so on? These two are sort of banned under 18 years old because you can take the clothes off, or you can change the parts, and they can change their poses and so on. So these are the figures. These are rated. How to create the shapes and forms was the difficult part, but at the same time it was exciting. So we have to be very careful when undressing them. Okay. So Soga-san this time around brought in this piece of work, not this one. Okay, so this one, a coexistence or symbiosis. So what is behind this? What's in the background for this one? So there are two girls here. This is ant and aburamushi insect. So these are the two creatures. So these two insects or aphids are supporting each other. They support each other and live better lives. I believe that a modeler and a painter can have that sort of relationship to create a better work. Okay, so ant and aphid are compared to a painter and a modeler. Okay. So this time around, I think she really understands what's behind this theme. Coexistence or symbiosis. They're not in hostile relationship with each other, so it is really about living together, coexisting. Well, thank you very much. Okay, the next one. Could you please go to the next one? This is Eshi painter introduction. The first one, Fumi-san. So thank you very much for coming. She's here with us in person. So Fumi-san, her past work, could it be introduced? Fumi-san, thank you very much. Could you please talk about your past pieces? Can you zoom in to the past work? So this was introduced to the exhibition, 100 Painter exhibition. Yes, this went to the exhibition, so the theme was Japaneseness. So with an important person, you can spend the time in a peaceful way. That is I thought that was a good sort of a thinking with this Japaneseness theme, so that's why I created this. That was 2 years ago. Okay, what about this one? So this one is from last year. Yes, that's right. So that was for the 11th edition of 100 Painter exhibition. The future back then was theme, so this girl lives in a future city. Okay, understood. So Fumi-san, this time around, you brought in some of her work. Tabibito no Shoujo Ojani is the name of your work. So could you please talk about it? Yes, a trajectory and intersection is the theme given to me this time around. So all over the world there are all sorts of regions and historical periods and so on. I wanted to focus on fashion design and clothing and accessories to create this design. The basis is a Japanese kimono, but ancient Egypt had first a skirt and laces, and in the ancient Middle East fringe, and 15th century Spain, a beret hat, and what was born during the French Revolution, suspenders. All these items are used, and in 1970s, in Japan, we saw a birth of carry cases or suitcases. So she has all of them. Through her, what I wanted to express all sorts of trajectories from all parts of the world, which represent the future times and ever-changing culture. I wanted to navigate such times, so that is why I created this design. So this is beyond time, culture, and periods. So do you have any message for her? So while I listened to her message, I started feeling a couple of things. Yes, this is really exciting, isn't it? What sort of figure will manifest itself as a result of this? I'm quite excited to see the end results. So next one, second Eshi painter, Shiratama-san. So Shiratama-san couldn't make it today, but Ishizaka-san, could you please introduce her? So Shiratama-san has joined or participated in the past 6 sessions of the exhibition. Looking at her past pieces, you would know this. So she comes up with really pretty characters, sort of soft, gentle expressions are what she's good at as an illustrator. Understood. So she sent us 2 pieces of work, and her work for this exhibition is this one. She is not here with us, but she has shared a message with us. So Aoki-san, once again, could you please read it for us? So Shiratama-san has sent us a comment too. This time around, the highlight of this work is that she tries to create a softness through a painting and so on. So with line and drawings only, it was difficult for her to express some fluffy feelings, but she'd be very happy if you could notice that. And also she's motivated. She is participating in this kind of this for the first time. So 3D model was given to me, and that was completely different from what I'm used to in my ordinary work practices. So it's quite difficult to express that in my work, but it's exciting. And she also has some expectations. In the first phase, modelers tend to create something realistic. Well, they did that, but in my case, I came up with something completely imaginary, so I hope I haven't caused any trouble. But by changing the images and so on, expressions can be made. I'd be very happy. That's her comment. Thank you very much for your message, Shiratama-san. I'm quite excited about this piece of work too. And then the next one is Oshi-Oshio-san. Thank you very much. She is not here with us in the building, but she's sent a message, and also we can see her portfolio as well. So Ishizaka-san, could you please introduce what kind of illustrator Oshi-Oshio-san is? So she joined this year and last year and 2 years ago. So her past years of work, she also sent a piece of her work that wasn't for the 100 exhibition, but you can see a little bit of transparency. There is this kind of water feelings in her world view. That's her characteristics, I would say. Okay, Oshi-Oshio-san this time around has sent him this one, Conductor, is the title of this work. She's sent us a message, so could you please share it with us, Aoki-san? From Oshi-Oshio-san as well, we have received a message. So the point of her first turn or face, when this was given to the modeler, I wanted to let them expand the world view, so I created this conductor character. So when it's turned into 3D, there should be some movements, and even after you put colors, so that it doesn't get too messy, I decided to keep some white space.
And here's also Oshio-san's message. I'm very excited. This is my first effort of this kind. I am looking forward to seeing how my drawings will be interpreted by other creators. And I'm also looking forward to looking at other creators' artworks. I've looked at Soga-san's first phase work, and I felt a lot of narrative from it, and I'm very excited to see how Soga-san is going to continue my creation, and I will try to do the same for his work in the first phase. Oshio-san, thank you very much for the message. So we introduced the 3 modelers and the 3 painters. And next, I would like to introduce the combination of the creators. Hamajima-san, can you please tell us the combination? Please go ahead. The first combination is Harigiri-san and Fumi-san. So earlier, we saw the rough 3D model made by Harigiri-san, and I'm very excited that this is going to be completed as an artwork. So we are seeing the 2 creators together in the image now. So this is the first combination, and the second combination is Need and Shiratama. So I haven't received any update from Need, but I'm really excited to see the finished figure and the illustration. Thank you. Next combination. This is a combination of Soga-san from my company and Oshio-san. As commented by Oshio-san, the theme of trajectory and intersection was mentioned. So I'm really looking forward to the finished illustration. Thank you. So with these combinations, we are finally going into the second phase of the project. Now please go to the next slide. So Ikeda-san, can you please announce what will happen in the second phase? Yes, the combinations were just announced, and Hamajima-san has given me a couple of updates. But the second phase has already begun. We're scheduling to make an announcement and hold an event in mid-May 2022. If it is possible, of course, we would like to hold a physical event in person so that we can invite many audiences as possible. Of course, we will be doing an online distribution as well. And as you can see at the bottom, we have a website for Minamoto project. And we will be updating information constantly about the progress of the works, and interviews of creators are going to be uploaded as well. So please don't forget to check. Thank you very much. We'll be able to give you another update in around springtime. So artists, thank you very much for joining us today. So today we were able to update you on the progress of the Minamoto project. And in this Minamoto Volume 2, as a wrap-up, we have a musician, a performer, and a songwriter, Hajime-san, who happened to join us today. And based on the theme of trajectory and intersection, which Hajime-san also emphasized very much, he's going to improvise some music based on this theme. And I would like you to enjoy the video, which features the combination of these creators. So we will see you again in spring. So Hajime-san, can you please begin your performance?
Hello
again. This is Ide. So I've come up to the 31st floor on the elevator, and the second program will be broadcasted from our office of Wacom, where also Connected Ink Village takes place. Now let's go inside. Thank you. So this is an office of Wacom, and also this is what we call Connected Ink Village. So I see a cabin or a hut, and on the other side we have Oggi-san from Mui Lab. Hello. Hello, Ide-san. So that was a cool way of making your appearance. So this is the beginning of our second program. So I see many mysterious objects, but what does Mui Lab do? Well, we developed a purpose recently, which is to develop a digital technology that stands by people around the world. That's how we defined our purpose. Thank you. So I've known you for 3 years now. So Oki-san, today in this Connected Ink Village we have this cabin. Can you please introduce this cabin and the interesting experience we're creating together? So where should we begin? So first of all, please follow me. So the symbolic experience here of cabin is, well, what is cabin to begin with? So MUI is a combination of furnitures and technologies, and when it's placed in an office, a cabin that shows signs of people in the office is something we've been working with Wacom to demonstrate how people assemble in one place when there is no boundary between house and office. So we decided to put up this cabin inside an office, which shows the signs of employees in the office. This cabin has been used for about 2 years now. So if you come here and find something written on the wall, it gives you inspirations. So on this wooden surface, we see some messages. Yes, just like stars up in the sky, and you can feel how time passes and the thoughts of people as well. Thank you. As Oki-san said, there is less boundaries between offices and houses. So we have this cabin, a wondrous cabin in this Connected Ink Village of Wacom. Yes, and it is not only about Wacom, but as MUI Lab, we have been participating in this Connected Ink Village. So today, I like to connect with our members in Kyoto. So this is like a shoji screen, but it is a device called Nagi, and we have 2 members in Kyoto. Hello. So Hirobe-san, Yue-san are joining from Kyoto? Yes. They are connecting to different devices, and they will be handwriting some messages. And I'm hoping to show you how the messages are delivered to this cabin. So Hirobe-san is using this MUI board, which is a wooden board that you can write on directly, and Hiroe-san is using a smartphone. Yes, we have been developing our experiences centered around digital pen, but we decided to focus more on the connected ink. Thank you. So the 2 members in Kyoto are sending their messages to this cabin in this office, and it's shown on the surface of this cabin now. Yes, they're shown on a real-time basis, and messages become small stars on the screen, and they stack up like stacking up thoughts and the quantity of messages sent. So it's not just showing information real time, but you can also see the accumulation of messages, thoughts, and they're kind of a blurry showing up on the screen of this cabin. So in the back, we also have this, Oki-san. Yes. So messages were sent from a smartphone. This is an 86-inch tablet of Wacom. Different devices that can be used. It doesn't have to be just the cabin, but ink is connecting different devices and different thoughts in different places. across Japan and around the world. I see. So regardless of the device, there are connectivity embedded in the lifestyles of different people. Yes, that's what we're trying to demonstrate using connected ink, and we're using this large screen to show you how the dots are like stars in the dark sky, and you may also be able to find some constellations if you connect the dots. That's what we're hoping to think together with you.
Thank you very much, Oki-san. So there is another thing that is available on this cabin, a unique feature or experience. What is that? So this is a memory of the pillar. So Mui and Wacom have been working on this all along. This house in the center, there is a main pillar. So in the past, you would check your heights against this. You leave marks using a digital pen. So these are now archived on the system, on the cloud. So the house itself is working with us, so to speak. So the house can keep a memory for us. And that's the sort of experience we are trying to design through muihaus project. And this pillar there will be one pillar for one house. So Jibun House is the company that we are collaborating with. So it really literally is a main pillar in the house. So the family's memory and the trajectory of the house can be accumulated on the central pillar of the house. Yes, that's right. These are the sort of feelings that you can only have in the house, in your own house. So you live in the important house and spend time together, and I thought that sort of concept can be well captured in this kind of a pillar, a design, and there will be a lot of feelings accumulated on this pillar. So that's what I wanted to express. And that sounds very nice. So in the past, you leave a sign for the height of your kid and so on. It's not really about efficiency. It is shown on the pillar every now and then. So I think a connected village is trying to do the same thing. People's creativity and so on. There is no continuation between the past and future. Sometimes it just appears out of the blue. So it can be triggered by a certain word and so on, and then you eventually arrive at every drop of ink. And once you arrive at the point, what will be the connection to the next drop of ink? I think that sort of a thing is, for example, certain crowds and camp sites. You've grown up, so these messages, by looking at them, you can sort of visit your past again. Yes, this is these may be simple events, but you may have forgotten them. Some are lacking a contour of your memory. You can relive that sort of experience again by looking at these messages. Yes, one pillar in one house. Everybody should have one. So it will be available in August this year, summer? Yes, that's right. So the first house should be built at that timing. Okay, so I'm looking forward to your updates. Thank you very much. Thank you, Oki-san. This is a Wacom office and connected ink village. This is really a community. So Mui-san and we worked on this cabin together. So Oggi-san, as an ending, this is an 86-inch screen, and you can see the stars and reflections on the windows of feelings and presence and so on. We are in Shinjuku, and now this image on the screen is really blending with the sky of Shinjuku. So darkness will spread, but our hopes if there is a light, you can see that somebody is living there or working there, so you can feel the presence of such people. And that is what's expressed on this screen. Constellations and star signs and so on. And you can draw lines if you like on the screen. So the ending for this program is that there is this presence, feelings, appearance, atmosphere to express all of them on the 30th floor. Earlier there was a performance, musicians, and they really resonated with us, identified with us, and they're improvising music or sound if you like, and then the atmosphere or feeling blends into the sky of Shinjuku. So I would like to ask the musician Hajime-san to create some sounds with that in the background.
あえて普通じゃないです。ただそれは同時に可能性だと思っているので、障害のある方たちを被災と定義して、それを全国各地に関することで障害の知識っていうものを見ていく形です。で、才能は披露して初めて才能を見る。
Why we are getting together here? Why we have to getting together here? Why we have such kind of a crazy creative chaos event? But I think for next 24 hours, I believe we can deliver some very meaningful things for human beings.
んな反応をしてどんな新しい作品を作り出していくのかと。
Well, thank you very much. Good evening. So I'm back on the 30th floor. So Takada-san, now we are starting this call and response volume 3. This is our third edition. So we've seen the videos from the past and we feel emotional, don't we? Yes, that's right. There are so many pieces of work and how will they be recreated as new expressions. I'm excited to see them. So Takada-san, today, theater also. We have a sign language interpreter as well. So there is a sign language interpreter. At the right bottom, Hashimoto Ichiro-san is the sign language interpreter. Give him a big round of applause. So that's the sign language for clapping hands. And Ide-san's name can be expressed by sign language. So E is like this because it's a whale. And they release, go out. So that's how you express your name in the sign language. It's quite easy, isn't it? Okay. So today we will be accompanied by a sign language interpretation. So Takaya-san, so we just had a casual start, but there are those who will be seeing this for the first time. So what is call and response? And Wacom Connected Ink Village, we are collaborating with Heralbony. And what sort of company are they? So could you please briefly introduce them? Yes, sure. So let's move away a little bit. Can you still see us? Okay, call and response. So there are these shiny pieces of work at welfare houses all over Japan. There are artists, and we have contracts with 153 artists, and art data IP or a copyright is used for the business. So art pieces from artists with intellectual disabilities share their work with Wacom community, Connected Village. So sometimes expressions are born as a result of inspiration from the artists. So it is really about returning inspiration. So let me introduce what Heralbony does a little bit. So this is a harmony notebook. 20 years ago. My name is Takaya Matsuda, and I have a brother who is 4 years older. His name is Shota, and this is from his school days. He had autism, so when he was at a primary school, he was writing this message, Heralbony, which doesn't really mean anything to us, and I asked my mother what this means, and she didn't know, and even my brother himself didn't know what this Heralbony meant. But maybe this must have meant something, so the company was named after this. So you can see many products here. Yes, that's right. There are so many different pieces of work. This is a past call and response work. Shimaoka Fumie-san is an artist from Osaka called Space, so Uchu in Japanese. These are the leaves, the patterns, and it looks like they're in some alcoholic liquid. This is using magic pens, sign pens, and Midori Kudo is the name of the artist who produced this. And she likes the color pink so much, so she always makes sure to have some pink in her work. Also cushions and so on, and lifestyle goods have been produced by the company, right? Yes, as a company, we've launched our lifestyle business, so we are selling sofas and so forth. Okay, so the company name is Heralbony. In your community, there are artists who gather in your community and they have their original work and then connected Inca village artists. What sort of artwork can be written? That is what call and response is all about, right?
Yes, so it was quite difficult to expect what would happen in the beginning, but I'm also very excited about that. So today we have the call, which is the original art. They're made by Takada-san, right? Yes, we have 5 panels here. Takada is the name of the artist. Takada-san is from Tsukuba City, Ibaraki Prefecture, belonging to Jinensho Club. And you can find some geometric patterns in all of the panels. This is the title is Maze. All of these panels are titled Maze. And the artist, loves Disneyland. He frequently visits Disneyland with his families. And in the maze, there is an entrance and an exit. The entrance is right here, actually. And exit is right here, when he explained it to me. So it's a quite simple maze, actually. But he is imagining traveling on the magical carpet of Aladdin. It's a very interesting work. So the exit of the maze, is it connected to Disneyland? Maybe. And Takada-san is a very lovely artist. Ide-san, which one do you like? Well, I have been looking at these panels, and I like this one on the right end. I know, it looks like hell. It's like flames burning here and there. And if you arrive at Disneyland, maybe you're in a Disneyland, but different from the real one. Yes, I know what you mean. This one seems like the most difficult maze to finish. So Takada-san created these 5 panels titled Maze, and the other artists have created a response. So we actually have 6 artworks in response with different means of expression. So let's begin with the first 3, which is Saya's work and Oggi and Hiro's guitar piece, and also choreographed by Saya. There is a trio work as well. Saya, are you ready? Now, let's invite the first one in.
in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You stay in the wonderland and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
形も大きさも異なってそこに住む人々はまだ私に気づかないすがるものは何だっていいさ明日の光を見たいならだからってずっとそこにいるのかい遮るものまた一つ増える前に外側からじゃ何もわからない内側にいるあなたも気づけない多くの色で染まるガラス窓届くはずの光も遠くなって私はここからあなたを呼ぶことしかできない分厚くなった窓の外光が差すその向こう窓を開いたその先の世界に気づいて気づいて 形も刻むことになって、そこに住む人々はまだ私に気づかない。
Thank you very much. Wasn't that amazing? How did you enjoy the first part of the program? I'm in awe, beyond my expectation. It was really stunning. So volume 1 is different from volume 2. So the performance has just finished. Saya-san is here with us. Thank you for coming. So could someone give a microphone to Saya-san? So your breath is still short. Yes, that's right. You just ended your performance. So Saya-san, right now Takada-san, who did the original work, so the performance was watched by them. So Takada-san was recorded in a video. So shall we play the video of Takada-san? Saya-san, can you talk about what was your intention behind the work? So there was both a solo and multiple people performance. So the original work had a theme of a maze. So I thought about what sort of maze I had in me, and then I tried to combine that. What is the title? Ditch is the title of the work. Maybe you can stretch your imagination, or please contact me if you want to know what it's all about. So you're going to respond to questions if they come your way. Yes, that's right. So the hand shape is not a rocker, it is like a certain shape. What about the trio thing? The music is by Saruta-san, 17-year-old girl, a high school student, and I asked her to create the music. And I combined my idea with her music, and I shared the image with her. And then I asked her to make something, and I did a collaboration with her. And she is such an amazing artist. Takai-san, anything for Saya-san? Any message? Well, at the beginning, it must have been a very conceptual piece of work. So there is a maze, and you are sort of crisscrossing all over the place, and then in the end, you ate an apple, I was stunned by that. So at the very beginning, what was your train of thought to end up with that expression? As for the trio performance, there are 5 pieces of work, and in a chronological manner, I looked at them from a black through green, red, blue, and many colors eventually. And chronologically, from black to all the different colors, I came up with a story in my mind, and I wondered if I could put all of those 5 things into the dancing. As for the solo performance, I saw all of them and impressions, and I was attracted, fascinated by the title Maze. And I started asking myself what maze means for me. So I came up with my own unique idea about a maze and combine all of them. Okay, so maybe eventually you can meet with Takada-san in Ibaraki directly. That'll make me very happy, for sure. So Takada-san also likes moving his body. Yes, he likes drumming and so on. Yes, he's always doing that. So in Ibaraki, there is this club, Jinenjo Club. There is a stage, so you can collaborate with him, perhaps. That'll be exciting. Yes, on top of dancing, I started martial arts and drumming, so I think there are connections there. So maybe he's seeing you from Ibaraki. Sorry, I've forgotten about them. So Takagi-san had watched this video before in advance, and Saya-san's video featured with the background in Shinjuku. There are a lot of skyscrapers, and they are part of the picture. And he was saying that he wanted to visit here. So now there is a new response coming from the artist side, feedback coming from the artist side. Okay, I'm excited about how things unfold from here. Thank you. Now we will move on to the second part of the program. 3 pieces of work remaining, performances remaining. Mizuki-san and Akiko-san will perform as a pair, so we should be quiet.
That was amazing. So, thank you, the two of you. Please come here. Thank you very much for your performance. That was breathtaking. So, please hold these mics. Can you please tell us your thoughts behind this performance? So when we made this work, we looked at the lines of the maze drawn by Takada-san, and that was our inspiration. And we considered how we can express that with our bodies. So we used this ray of light to express. Yes, we saw the green light crossing with your performance. Akiko-san, how was it? Well, actually, it was the first time for us to co-create, but we didn't have to talk much. I could sense what she wanted to do, where she was inspired and attracted. She didn't have to explain. So I just simply tried to respond to what she was thinking. It was almost like having a call and response between us. So she gave me the idea of using these lights. And I could imagine the ultimate form of our performance that she envisioned. And we just had to work on that. So she gave me a lot of power. It was a magical experience. The process of creating this performance, maybe there's emphasizing and just like going through the maze. Why did you choose the green color? I was the one who chose green. I looked at the 5 pieces of art and I was instantly inspired. I was instantly attracted. I also looked at other artworks. And I was simply inspired, and it just came to me that I had to use the color green. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, Takaya-san, we're coming to the 5th performance, which is by Impara, as always. Now let's watch the performance in silence. Please enjoy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Takaya-san, that was amazing. So we have Matsuda-san and the members of Impara, Masashi-san, who was supposed to be in the performance. So we'd like to interview them while we're preparing for the final performance. So first of all, can you please share with us your thoughts? So when we looked at the painting, there was a great shock, as always. And when I thought about what we want to express from this maze, well, normally you walk through a maze, but I felt massive adrenaline from this work. So I came to think that it's running through a maze rather than walking. So I think they're changing their costumes now. But so anyway, I thought it was running through a maze. And I tried to focus on 60 seconds in a minute. But instead of 60, I decided to use 70 seconds in 1 minute. So a bit quicker than the normal pace. And it confuses the person in the maze about where he or she is. So I can talk about this forever. I will stop it here now. So you were playing the metronome part. How was it? So I joined from the middle of the process. So there was art, body expression, and music. And I was very happy to be able to be in it. So as always, he gives me very tough questions. Such as, you need to say tsu stronger, you need to have more tsu. I tried to refine the sound. So that was an amazing idea, including the light projecting from behind. In the facility, when we brought the work to the facility, they were surprised that the projecting was done manually, not by a machine. So we're in this era, but we ended up doing it manually. It was the best solution. So Masashi-san, are you okay? Yes, I am. Well, your injury is distributed to the world. Well, I'm not present in the performance, and it kind of made it easier for me to understand. So I tried to think about what is the difference between call and response and a work with a specific theme. So this is a call and response. We're not just given a theme of maze. Especially this time, I felt that we're not trying to draw a conclusion or give a solution, but we're trying to respond and connect to something that will happen in the future. That's what I felt when I looked at it from outside. When you're inside, you tend to be bound by very difficult requests and questions. Yes, I do give you tough requests, right? And Masashi-san, I will be waiting for you to come back. Maybe you should lose some weight. So this is Team Impala, and I think we're ready for the final performance. This is Nora's performance. So let's watch the performance with us in silence. Please enjoy Nora's performance.
Thank you.
Thank you all. That was amazing.
ありがとうございます。そしたらですね、
Thank you very
もうだいぶ
much.
ちょっと時間が押しちゃった
So
んですね。
we've run over time actually,
出てきていただいて、
but I'd like to invite all the artists
あと
in,
ね、忘れちゃいけない。
and
盛岡の
we shouldn't forget
双子の
we have twins in Morioka.
双子でやっておりましてですね、今岩手に本社があるん
Yes, I run a company
ギャラリーとつながっております。
in Morioka,
じゃあちょっと
and
文藤さん呼んでみましょうか。
we're connected with Fumito-san in the gallery of Heralbony. So let's call Fumito-san together. Fumito-san.
出た。
こんにちは。
Here he goes.
ギャラリーではないんです。
ありがとうございます、文藤さん。
Thank you very much
はい。
for joining
今そ
us.
ちらは
Fumito-san, here in Morioka Gallery.
そうなんです。ギャラリーの
Yes, that's right. So right next to the gallery there is this space,
はい。
and he's joining us
これ
from
がじゃ
there.
あ噂の
そうなんです。
Okay, so that's what you've been talking about. Morioka Village
そうなんです。
will be
まさにこれ
established.
からネクテッドインクビレッ
Yes,
ジ
that's
の
right. Connected Inca Village
岩手にも
Morioka version will be born in Iwate Prefecture. Fumito-san, thank you very much.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
嘘ですけど。
You look cold.
でも全然皆さんの作品
Oh,
見
it
て
is
すごい温まってました
okay.
ありがとうござい
I
ます
warmed up by watching the
文藤さんまさ
performance.
に
Fumito-san,
ね、ヘラルボニーさんのギャラリーの真
Heralbony
横
is
に
a
あるその
gallery
スペ
right
ー
next
ス
to
に
it. You have your space there, connected to village Morioka.
どんなことを
Will be
展
built
開していきたい
there.
か
And what would you like to do
文藤さんのアイデアをシェ
there?
アしてもらえますか。
Can you share your thoughts and
そうで
ideas
す
with
ね、
us?
この場所がですね、
I guess
障害のある
sure
作家さんの
this
作品っていうものがいろい
space
ろな形でコネクトしていくことによって
artworks by people with disabilities by connecting all of them, Tokyo and local areas and various locations all over Japan can be connected. So that is my vision.
どんどんこのコール&レスポンス
Thank you very much. So this is a call and response. We will connect with Morioka too. Now, Takaya-san, we haven't spoken to some of the artists yet. So the final performance, 4 people from Nora. So on behalf of everyone, Kaho-san, what's your intention behind this? So this performance, as you said earlier, this is something beyond the maze. You talked about Disneyland. Something beyond the maze was what we wanted to express through this performance. So all 4 of us have personalities in this performance. So there is a storyline in this performance, and each and every one of us carries some kind of a character or personality. So we tried connecting all of them. So the world beyond this maze was performed.
いやーディズニーランドはあったんです
That's right. So was there Disneyland beyond the maze?
ね、そしたらちょっとね時間がだいぶ押しちゃいました
Okay,
けど
we are behind the schedule by quite a lot. So Oggi-san,
オギーさん
Oggi-san,
ね
走ってきていただいて、
he's running to us.
前半で
Okay.
いただいた
Give her microphone. So you created music, glass window is the title of the music. I really liked this artwork. So buildings are glasses and condos are glasses. I associated this painting with them as such a windows. And also the colors are not particularly bright here. So there are people who sort of are closed on themselves, and I'm trying to wave my hand at them. So thank you very much for your improvisation. So right in front of Takagi-san, maybe you can do a live performance for him.
そしてですね
I'd love that opportunity. Thank you, Oggi-san. And also finally,
あり
Hajime-san.
がとうございました今回
Thank you very much, Hajime-san.
ねこのコール&レスポンスではないんです
This,
けどこの
not this call and response, but the event itself, you're sort of making a response
どうもありがとうございます
to this
ありがとう
event.
ございます
He is a musician, Hajime-san.
本当にありがとうございます
So I think that was a very tough request, but thank you so much for doing what you did.
これもそうだし
The artwork is a maze and the event.
ある場所に築き上げた一つの別世
So
界
I
だ
think it's a different kind of a world that somebody managed to put together. So in that sense, in this event, everybody's passion is incorporated to enrich the world and the time we live in, and I feel pleasure from it, and I'm so happy to be part of it. Thank you very much for inviting me here today. Thank you, Hajime-san. So going forward, we will continue this call and response, the 4th edition and 5th edition. Perhaps you can come bringing in some of your work. Yes, I have something ready already. Oh, thank you. Okay then, so we've been delivering the program like this. So Midori-san, would you like to say a few words, and others perhaps? There is someone who hasn't spoken yet. Okay, so what is your future hope? What are you excited about for the next edition? So I'm excited about whose work will be coming. I don't know. But in a new format or style, something different from what's been done, I hope to create something with different feelings depending on by the artists. I think my potential has been unlocked, so I can take advantage of that, capitalize on that, creating new work. And I hope to create a lot of work. So going forward at some welfare facility, you can probably do performance together with them. Such streaming events is something we are thinking of. So you will be the last one to speak. Would you like to say something, some concluding thoughts? Well, this time around, I didn't do the choreography. I was one of the dancers in the performance. And recently, I've been very much interested in choreography. I think you tend to have a tendency if you just do it on your own. So getting inspirations from other people may lead to more exciting and interesting work. So that's what I hope to do. So we are a lot behind the schedule, but Takagi-san and Fumito-san, thank you very much. We were able to deliver this call and response volume 3. So Takada-san, the original artist, and we also have artists here with us. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much. That was awesome. Okay then, I'm very sorry, but could we extend the program by 15 minutes? Is that okay for you? Himori-san said it's okay. So the final, fourth leg of the program, Oggi-san and Hiro Suzuki-san will jointly host this mini live event, and we will move on to that. In this mini live, we will move on to the ending smoothly, so this will be sort of my final remarks. So after Connected Inc. is the event for today, in a different region, at a different time slot or time zone. This will sort of happen sporadically, and in November, Connected Inc. 2022 will be the culmination of all different sporadic events. That is a roadmap in my mind, so I want to meet all of you in person and virtually. We are waiting to host you in Morioka, so please put together some event in Morioka too. Okay, Oggi-san and Suzuki-san, shall we just move on to that? The final mini live by Oggi-san and Suzuki-san.
とても短い数分間たやすく指先は赤くなってこの街が夜に浮かび上がるまでを見つめていたそれは切なくなるくらい青く霞んだこの街は映画の中の足運のよう少し胸が詰まるのはここに立つの自分じゃないからルベルバッパルベルバッパどんなに悔やんでも今いる自分が答えなのさ さ押しつぶされそうになってこの街の輝きにどんなに悔やんでも今いる自分が答えなのさ葛藤の中飲まれぬよう踏ん張ってんのさそれは切なくなるくらいそれは泣きたくなるくらい青く霞んだこの街は映画の中のシーンのようすごく胸が伝うのはここにいたはずの自分じゃないからそれでも私はこの街にいるレベルバッパレベルバッパレベルバッパoh no yeahレベルバッパohはい、ありがとうございます。ということで、はい、オリジナルの曲を歌わせていただきましたが、ギターの方を呼びたいと思います。
So I'd like to call Hirotaka-san who is playing the guitar.
はい、15分伸ばしていただいたということで。
So since you extended the program by 15 minutes, thank you so much.
はい、楽しく締めくくらせていきたいなと
So
思うん
we'd like
ですが、
to
でも
conclude
こう
the
いう
program in a fun way
ちょっと一つカバーを
with a beautiful scenery in the background. I'd like to sing one more song that is called Sayonara Kara, Farewell Kara.
そこから旅立つことはとても力がいるよ波風立てられること嫌う人ばかりででも君はそれでいいの楽がしたかっただけなの僕を騙してもいいけど自分はもう騙さないでさよならから始まることがたくさんあるんだよ本当のことが見えてるならその想いを僕に見せて自分を貫くことはとても勇気がいるよ誰も一人ぼっちにはなりたくはないからでも君はそれでいいの夢の続きはどうしたの 僕を忘れてもいいけど自分はもう離さないでさよならから始まることがたくさんあるんだよ本当のことが見えてるならその想いを捨てないでさよならから始まることがたくさんあるんだよ本当のことは見えてるだろうその想いを消えないでその想いを僕に見せてありがとうございます。とても素敵な曲ですね。
Well, this is such an amazing
じゃあ最
piece.
後
Finally,
私のオリジナルの曲で
this is my original song, and with that, I'd like to conclude the session. So, 夢見る少女, Dreaming Girl. Normally, I play this on the piano on my own, but today I have a guitar accompanying me. So, thank you very much for this opportunity. Now, the final piece, 夢見る少女.
木漏れ日のような暖かさの中に包まれる毎日を過ごせたらいいのに甘ったれたことを思ってるってわかってるそれでも私は夢見る少女でいたいから少しくらいでしょうすべてを投げ出せるくらい欲望をむき出して生きてみたいわ青い空の中で漂う雲のように自由な毎日を過ごせたらいいのにぬるま湯なやつと勝手に笑えばいいそれでも私は夢見る少女でいたいから少しくらいでしょう自分をさらけ出して思うがままに生きてみたいわ「 とうございました。
Thank you.